Alright, man, welcome to The Ladder, episode 2. It's your boy, Jay Strick, Justin Strickler, back, and I'm excited. Got a new guest. Tell them who you are, man. Who are you, man?
My name is Sylvester Carter, Sil Carter.
Still no good.
Still no good.
Still up to no good.
Up to no good.
Silly the kid.
Silly the kid.
Okay.
Isaiah, if you know.
Isaiah, that's
if you know.
If we go way back,
Yeah.
it's Isaiah. Well, last week we talked about betting on yourself. And this week I want to talk about who you look up to and why. So just give me one person you look up to and why you look up to him. And we'll start there. We'll go from there.
I look up to Jesus. I love Jesus.
Okay. That's my kind of podcast, baby.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, y'all
Here we go.
Yeah, y'all
Here we go.
Expect it. Now,
Okay.
Alright, I look up to, let's just go off rip. Joe Budden.
Okay.
Let's go with that one.
He talks about Joe Budden way too much.
No, I don't talk about Joe Budden.
He talks about Joe Budden way too much. Why do you look up to Joe Budden?
I look up to Joe Budden specifically at this moment in my life.
Yeah.
Really just his brand switch.
Okay.
Like, I think,
Because he went from being what, a bad rapper?
Not even a bad rapper. Dude was cold, but
He went from being
he was a horrible
pump
person.
it up. He was a bad rapper, man. That was his best song.
Nah, man. Joe Budden go. But he was almost like a villain in
Okay.
hip hop.
Yeah.
To go from villain to like almost the face of hip hop news is crazy.
And what do you look up to his methods, or you just look up to the results?
I look up to the results simply because he stayed true to himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I can respect that in any sense. Just staying true. So,
And when you say stay true to yourself, do you mean like his persona? Do you mean his goals? Do you mean his dream? Like, what was he staying true to that you like? Okay, I can respect that, and that's something that I kind of want to do for myself as well.
well, he stayed true, not necessarily to his message, but his method.
Okay.
It was just he was honest. He brought the people he was hanging around with. Like he brought his guys up.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he just found a team and then made stuff happen. It was he used his people. He used his platform. He used his ideas. Like he stayed true.
Yeah.
And if he failed, he failed, but he didn't fail.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, he probably did fail at a few things before that, but everything was trial and error. But at the end, he still stayed true to himself.
Yeah.
And like,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, I commend that more than anything, especially since he was a villain beforehand.
Yeah.
So,
Why? Well, you say he was a villain. Why do you think he was a villain?
He was way too honest, and
Okay.
I think his lifestyle probably contributed to it
A little
as
bit.
well. But I mean, he was very honest.
Okay. Yeah, that's dope. And so, I think Joe Budden's a good example, right? Like when you do make it, when you make it doing it how you do it, you don't have to switch up once you made it.
Right.
Right, because that was kind of what happened when he left Complex, right? Like,
Right.
He had really brought the ideal to Complex. He built the show, but then it became something that he wasn't really interested in, right?
Well, it wasn't even that. It was they tried to milk the situation.
Got you.
When they milked the situation, but you're not cutting the people in who actually contributed to the situation,
Got you.
then it's like, okay, now I need to step back and then calculate what my worth is in the situation. And the worth was less than, or his worth was more than what they were saying he was worth. So he left.
Well, yeah, and I think that happened. I mean, that's why I'm so interested in entrepreneurship, right? Because that's the only avenue where you name your own worth.
Right.
Right? And every other avenue, if you work for an employer, they tell you your position or they tell you your salary. You know what I'm saying? They tell you your hourly rate, whatever, but they tell you what you're worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, that's the only, entrepreneurship the only way where you say, well, this is what I'm worth. What do you want to do?
Right. I know, thinking back when I was doing Uber, when I got to set my own schedule, I got to pretty much just put everything into myself, everything into my car. It was probably the most free that I had ever felt.
Yeah.
Because everything was on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And some people can't handle that.
Some people can't shoulder that, yeah.
Yeah. But it was just like the best feeling. So now that I'm back at a 9 to 5, it's like, yeah, I gotta take care of my family. I'm at my job specifically for benefits.
Yeah.
But
Because you got a baby.
Right.
You got a little boy.
And when I get back to a point where I'm like, or at least a stable point to where I can invest back into myself, then great. But it's like I had to take what I was given and then weigh the odds. But just like doing Uber was probably the most free that I ever felt, and it's let me know that I need to really invest in what I love to do.
Yeah.
More so than anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's true. I think for me, I look up to Eric Thomas, man. I really look up to Eric Thomas. I look up to his message. I'm looking up to his methods, like the fact that he got a team and his team went and learned skills and they grew together and then they went and got more people and then they grew and and the fact that he stayed in his lane. Because I think for me and I think for a lot of people, when you feel like you are talented or you feel like you're skilled, you want to start doing everything.
Right.
Like you like, okay, this is what I'm good at, but if I want to make it, I gotta do everything.
Nah.
E.T. was like, no, yeah, and it's the truth, right? Because what happens when you start doing everything is you take away from what you're good at doing.
You start spreading yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've fallen victim to that before in my past.
Yeah, man,
and so like for me, I look at him like, okay, he stayed in his lane and just built his team around what else he needed, which is like real important, right? And so I look up to him, and I just look up to his consistency in executing. Like, dude is still pumping out videos. I have his execution, his first second quarter execution plan. He's coming out with another plan on July 1st, another 30-day plan for executing, and has it all the bindings, taking feedback. He's like the stuff he's doing. So he signed Toby. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact that he's found and signed Toby.
Right.
But and this is what makes it so dope. E.T. don't touch Toby.
Right.
Because that's not what he do.
Yeah.
Right? He just like, hey, I want to invest in you. Now go kill the world.
Right.
And this is how you do. Give him a blueprint. This is how you do it. And now he just watch. And that's the kind of stuff I want to be involved in. Like I'll be involved in investing people in their talent and just letting them do what they do. Not getting in the way, not controlling them, not manipulating them, but like being like, yo, I have a platform, I have some resources, you're talented, now let's put them together and see what we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, well, I do music.
Okay. He raps. He's a rapper. He's a singer. He's a producer, songwriter.
I can do it all. I choose not to do it all. One, because I have to know where my strengths are.
Yeah.
I know me doing music per se, my strength is in recording. And then also kind of being like an executive producer where I can be the visionary behind the project.
Got you.
If you got it in your mind, I can bring it out.
Yeah.
However, I do not have the patience to sit behind the board.
And do the mixing.
Yeah, I do not have the patience to sit back and make the beat.
Gotcha.
Though I have the vision in my head and though I do know how to do it, I don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, and you gotta know yourself.
So for me to sit back and say, I'm gonna do this and then do this and then find time to actually do the part that I love, by the time I get to the part that I love, I'm gonna be wore out.
Yeah.
So it's like, I called up my engineer. He worries about the mixing. I worry about the songwriting and the actual recording. And then we come out with just amazing work.
Yeah.
Simply because we stick to what we're good at.
Yeah.
And that's something I push, I know, on my homies is don't do everything.
Yeah.
If you ain't got to do everything, don't do everything.
Yeah.
Stick to what you're strong at and then get people who are strong at that as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think about this all the time when I'm just out. I think about like, there's a guy, so like elevators, right? There's a guy who created the buttons on elevators. And he's a billionaire. Like, that's crazy. Like, he didn't create the elevator.
Right.
He didn't get the doors that keep you safe, the pulleys, the wires, the screws. He didn't come on. He literally said, "Hey, y'all put buttons on there that go to certain floors, and I'm a patent that, and now I'm a billionaire."
Man,
like that, like to me, like that. I think that's where we miss out on like staying in our lane. Like we get caught up in the big picture, guys, right? Like there's a book called Everyday Millionaire. There's so many millionaires where their business is like they create the screws that go in doors on Ford trucks. That's their whole business. They have 10 factories where they create screws for doors for Ford trucks.
right.
And they millionaires. Wear jeans, stay in a cul-de-sac, live below their means, never worried about anything.
I mean, but the thing is, I think people want to start off expansive instead of focusing on one thing and then expanding as you grow.
Yeah.
Like they start off with the big picture instead of a plan.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And
Yeah.
it almost becomes a handicap.
Yeah, no, it does.
And there's nothing wrong with the big picture, but it also has to be a short term goal. Like even in marketing, like you don't start off saying I want 1 million followers or I want 1 million listeners, I want 1 million this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
You start off by saying, well, let me get 10 people to listen.
Yeah,
if I can get 10 people to listen, then I can get 20 people to listen. If I can get 20, I can get 50. If I can get 50, I can get 100.
Yeah.
Like it's you have to set those short term goals and then expand as things are starting to require expansion.
Yeah.
Or when the vision is requiring you to expand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, I think that's good. I think there's so many people I think that we see that make it and then flame out. That make it and then flame out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like you said, some of it is just too much too fast. And their systems, their processes get overwhelmed because they haven't built to that capacity yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was talking about the guy who makes the screws on the doors on the Ford truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if just say he was not content with that, and he was like, you know what? I want to make the whole doors. Well, his facilities might not be equipped to do that.
Handle that, yeah.
So as soon as you start making doors, his doors malfunction, they're not up to par, and now he's out of business.
Right.
And so I think, like you said, I think people's processes are usually not up to speed with where they want to go. Because, I mean, that's like, so right now, the ladder, right? I was looking yesterday. We were about to record. We ended up recording today, but I was looking yesterday. And I was looking for our topic, seeing what we were going to talk about. And this concept started in December.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy. Like, it's July. And it was December, and I was like, "Yo, we need to do this, and this. I want to do this." You remember we was talking? We came here, sat down, talked, wrote it down. Bet we gonna start.
Had 4 different meetings.
Man, we had meetings and meetings,
brainstorming, just
unlimited brainstorming, just put it back on the shelf.
Right.
But what I realized is that for me, I'm a visionary, and I love ideals, but sometimes I need help in details and planning. I can see the picture.
Right.
I can see 1 million followers. I can see us doing this live. I can see us writing books. Like I can see that stuff. But if I need help in like, hey bro, we actually have to record an episode. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's like no one's gonna watch your brain, bro. Like they have to have actual content to what. Like you came over here today, like, bro, you need to market better. Like I need help in that. Like, yes, you do have to post daily. Yes, you do have to post on multiple platforms. And I'm like, but please can I just upload to YouTube? You're like, no, that's not enough. You gotta do this, and this. And so like I think, but that's the importance of a team, and that's why I love ET. That's why I look up to him. It's because his team is amazing. Like his team is dope.
I look at it. It's a passage in the Bible. It's a parable. It's a parable of, I guess, the harsh ruler who handed the story of the talents. That's what it is.
Yep.
And he gives 1 5, he gives 1 2, and he gives 1 1.
Yep.
Now the one with 5, he's responsible for 5. He goes back, he doubles it, hands it to the ruler.
Yep.
The one with 2 doubles it, comes back with 4, hands it to the ruler.
Yeah.
One with 1 didn't even want to execute. He did.
No.
He buried it and said, you know what? I know how you are, so I'm not even finna deal.
At least I'm gonna give you this one back.
Right. And so you look at that and it's like, well, one, it requires execution, but also it is you get what you've been dealt.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta handle that.
Yeah.
If you can handle that, you'll get more. So
Yeah.
you see the person who didn't who didn't do what they were supposed to do,
Yeah.
the person with 5 got it.
Yeah.
Simply because
I'm gonna take yours and give it to the guy I know
Right.
that's gonna execute.
Right. And that's really how it works for real.
Yeah.
Like if you don't do it, somebody else gonna do it and then get hot off your idea that you didn't do nothing with.
Man,
And that is
when I tell you,
that is the cold truth.
oh man, it hurts my heart. It be hurting my heart.
Mhm.
I be seeing stuff and I be like, I had an idea like that, but I didn't execute.
Uh-huh.
And so like that's my word right now, bro. It's execution. I had to have a heart to heart with myself. I said, myself said, and I said, hey bro, you gotta execute. You gotta execute. Because if you do not execute, then you cannot have these things that you know are yours.
Mhm.
Like these things are yours. They're yours for the taking.
Right.
But with lack of execution, you'll never take them.
At all.
And that was a hard talk, right? Because I think for me personally, I like to think of myself in positive ways.
Oh.
You know, I like to think of myself as doing well, as working hard, as trying, as giving effort, and I even fall victim to like comparing myself to people I know who ain't doing as much.
Right.
Right? Like, well, I'm doing more than them. I you know what I'm saying? I got 3 jobs. I got a wife. I'm a mentor. I'm doing more than them.
Right.
But I should be comparing myself to who I want to be.
Mhm.
Right? Like, I should be looking forward and being like, okay, this is who I want to be. Would he be proud of your execution today?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Me, I've been dealing with trying to step out of the competitive lane
Yeah,
and just
talk
be
to me.
more in a more in a creative space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if I always compare myself to the next man,
Yeah.
then what they're doing is going to drive what I'm creating.
Yeah.
And innovation will push the envelope forward,
Yeah.
but you can't innovate if you focus on what the next dude is doing.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is.
I got an example for you.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. I hope y'all listening. This is good. Thank you, Jesus. See, Jesus been giving me stuff. So, perfect example of that is NASA.
Uh-huh.
And during the Cold War, right, Russia was pushing them. It was the race to the moon.
Right.
Conspiracists, just bear with me. It was the race to the moon, right? America got there first. Allegedly, right? That ain't really my way. They got pictures. They put a flag on the moon. America won.
Right.
Fast forward today. Do you know that NASA does not make rocket ships?
That's unfortunate.
NASA doesn't make a rocket ship, a satellite. NASA does not send anything into space. It is private contracted out to SpaceX.
Wow.
Everything that goes to space from NASA is created in a SpaceX factory.
Wow.
Because NASA ain't got nobody. It's no more Soviet Union to push them.
Wow.
The innovation
All I can
was
say is
based
wow, like
on a competitor. The competitor falls apart. Soviet Union disbands. They ain't gotta compete no more.
right.
SpaceX is a private company, flies by it in 10, 15 years. Something they've been doing for 60 to 70 years.
Yeah. When you, I'm telling you.
That's real though. That was
telling
good.
you, when you focus
That was
on
good. That's
innovation,
gonna help somebody.
when you focus on innovation, you never stop creating.
Yeah.
Or not even innovation. If you focus on just creating,
Yeah.
you'll never stop creating. But if you focus on competition, your competition is going to always be a drive. So when you get to a point where there's no competition, guess what? You fall off.
Yeah.
And heck, the music industry, especially hip hop, is like they're a prime example.
Yeah.
Like when you look at all the artists that fall off, why do they always fall off? They stop being hungry.
Yeah.
And it's not even you stop being hungry, you stop being competitive. You ain't got to be competitive if you're creative.
You just creative.
Right.
If you just love what you're doing and you just love creating what you're doing.
Right.
Right? Like you just like this, man. I don't know where this is gonna go. And I think for me, that's where I had to come back from. Like I guess I'm a big picture person. I want to see the end. I think for me, for this, I just had to be like, bro, just get some stuff out.
Right.
Like just get some stuff out, man. Hope some people listen to it, help some people, and let's just see where that goes.
And then just grow from there.
Like, man, that's where I'm at. I think that this gonna help people. Where we at on time? How we doing on time, man?
We had 20 minutes.
All right, man. Yeah. So I think that I hope this helps some people, man. I think this, like I said, we gonna be doing this a lot.
Right.
We got a lot
really
of time.
Why I jumped on board, one, because I want to be an impact to somebody.
Yeah.
But I also want to do something as well.
Yeah.
And making music is very expensive, where this is just all I need is the conversation. You feel what I'm saying? Where music take time. Where
this
it's like,
ain't cost you nothing but a little bit of gas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's really cool. That's why, to me, that's why you were so important. Like, bro, we just gotta do something.
Right.
Like, we got the mics, got the camera, like, what we gonna do?
The crazy part was we already had a lot of.
We've been having it.
We just had it.
Like, it's been in a box. Like, it's been in a box. Like, when you gonna use me?
Right.
And so, like, I'm excited. But yeah, man, this been episode 2 of The Ladder. If you love it, hit subscribe. If you like it, hit thumbs up. If you want more, turn your notifications on. I'm excited, man. Me, Justin Strickland, your host, with my guy,
Seal Carter. Hey.
follow on social. So
Hey, at Seal No Good. That's SYL No Good. NOGOOD.
and what is that on?
Twitter, Instagram. Don't follow me on Facebook. I'm not going to accept it. That just is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, but hit me up.
All right, and then follow the podcast. It's Helping Others Pursue Excellence. That's on YouTube. Hope NKC on Instagram. Hope NKC on Twitter. And that's it, man. I hope you had a good time. See you next time. It's been real.
Yeah.